Hello. Good morning.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome to Whyspace.
Happy Thanksgiving week.
You might be confused
We're in
because
holidays.
behind Becca's head there's a tree, but
See it?
we haven't had the turkey day yet.
I don't know. I can't
It's
get my
okay.
camera on right today.
I don't
It's
know.
fine.
We're having technical issues. My hair's an issue. The finger's still
We're here, guys. That's all that
kinds of
matters.
issues. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving week.
It is. Oh man, finally.
Lots of news about there's sports news, there's entertainment news, there's political news that we don't get into, but
No.
we are not without
Content.
entertainment. There's definitely things to discuss. And I have my London fog today.
Praise be.
Today couldn't be any better. That's a statement. Okay, so kicking off with some igniting?
Maybe.
It might ignite something. Exciting news that just broke this morning.
Yeah.
Our favorite queen of the Kelce family, at least currently, is Kylie Kelce is coming out with a podcast.
Her very own.
What?
Her very own.
Okay, so my first question is, I have a lot of thoughts, and it's literally just broke within 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Very.
Okay, me too. That's what I was like. Am I weird to be surprised? But I'm very surprised.
I'm convinced they have more hours in their day. Whatever world that they have entered with Taylor, there are more hours in that day. Because how are you getting all this stuff done? And she's raising 3 kids. You're growing
a fourth, which more power to you in general, just on that, let alone what you're
thoroughly impressed. Now, I know her parents live close. I'm sure she has help, but at the end of the day, that help is not enough.
No, I'm convinced even if I had help, if I had a nanny, a chef, and a house cleaner, first of all, I'd be a lot happier. But I'm still convinced I wouldn't have that much time.
No.
I'd try. I'm willing to try.
Right. Listen, I'm not going to turn it down.
No, I'd test the theory, but
right.
So the synopsis of the show is basically you've seen more than I have, right? So what are we talking?
Yeah. So it's called Not Gonna Lie, and it's Kylie Kelce's her very own podcast. But she said she's gonna be talking about parenting. She's gonna be talking about with guests that she, quote, has no business being with. I think we're gonna get some really good ones. I think we're gonna get a lot of women in sport content as well. Because she does coach. So, or at least she used to. I don't know if she's going to keep that up.
Well, I saw about a month ago, they said she was still going to coach her field hockey team for the high school. I don't know when we'd have time for that, but apparently.
Listen, well, she's got extra hours. So that's when she's going to do it. Sounds like it's going to be very good. Her personality alone, she's so funny anyway and so down to earth.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Do you think Taylor is more liable to go on that podcast as opposed to Travis and Jason's?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I think Jason will be the first guest.
Oh.
Okay, that's my listen, if this episode is in English, I think I'm going to be shocked at this point.
Prediction.
Or projection. Lots of words. I don't know what's wrong. And I apologize for my appearance, my verbiage. The whole thing is off today. Yeah, I'm predicting he'll be first just because I think it's let's go ahead and let's put the worlds together. And yeah, I kind of do think okay, but here's the thing. I don't think Taylor will go on there unless they are engaged. She won't do it until they're engaged because it feels like Kylie wouldn't ask until then.
Yeah. I think it'll be more when she's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But holy bananas, we will not survive that episode.
No. And I bet you, because if she's talking parenting, she'll have her parents on. I'm sure she'll have Donna on. I would love if she could get Scott or Andrea Swift on.
Listen, an episode with her and Ed Kelce would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty interested, though, for her to have her parents on there because we don't really know anything about them.
No, I would be
But
very.
they've raised like a queen.
Yeah.
So I need to know all the secrets.
All the things. All the things. It's going to be so good. I'm so pumped about it.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for this week's episode of New Heights because also late breaking since our last episode. Now Jason's got a late show.
Yeah. It'll be, I think it's 5 weeks. It's only 5 weeks. It's not like a forever thing.
Let's see.
At least right now. Contract as of right now.
Let's see. Yeah. On ESPN, a late night show. I think it's fantastic. Like the idea, the premise, I think he will be so perfect for that. I mean, now there are the haters. There are the people on the social medias that think that we are on Kelce family overload. Personally, I can't get enough of them. So we are
Here's
not the same.
If I was not a Chiefs fan or an Eagles fan,
okay,
and I was dead set on like being a Cowboys fan or whatever, then of course I'm going to be like, that's too much Kelce family. Like, I don't want to hear them. I don't want to see them. But I think if I'm just a sports fan in general, seeing people that play at the level that they play at or have the success that they have, it is interesting to hear them. I do understand there's a lot of them right now, but here's the thing. People want to hear from them. They have really good insight.
Tired, so.
And why not strike while the iron's hot? Because this isn't going to last forever. They're not oblivious to that.
Yeah.
So why not make your money now? And then once all of this dies down, you can just sit comfortably on whatever property you own.
Listen, I mean, not only do we have Jason and Kylie have got new shows, Ed made it to Toronto all by his lonesome to the Eras tour with a little sports coat on.
Fancy Ed.
He looks so sophisticated. I am hoping with all this new money, they can get him some new knees. Whichever ones he's had replaced in there don't seem to be working well. I mean, he toddles.
He's old.
Cute as a little button, though, in the VIP tent with Andrea and his little sports coat. I do need some footage of him during vigilante shit. I just need to see.
How awkward.
Because, or maybe not. I don't know. Just feels weird to me.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then Trav, yesterday, not the greatest game ever for the Chiefs, but now number 3 in the entire history of the NFL in tight end receptions.
Listen, what a time to be alive if your last name is Kelce.
Mine's not, but I'm happy for them. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was.
I mean, if you think about it, the shows on Netflix, quarterback, what was the other one? Receiver.
Yep.
And then you've also got Hard Knocks. Like, people love seeing behind the curtain in sports because we don't always get to see those contract conversations or in the locker room what that actual brotherhood is like. And so I think with the Kelce family, we still get, one of them is still currently in the NFL. One of them now gives us behind the scenes of like commentators and analysts and that kind of world. Like, it's fascinating to be able to see the why behind a lot of this stuff that we haven't gotten before. And it just so happens to be the two of them. So listen, do your thing.
Here the thing. If you are listening and you are not a fan of the Kelce family, first of all, I doubt that you're here, but just if you are here, can you hit us in the DMs? And I need you to sit with it for a minute though. Make sure that it's not just purely rooted in jealousy.
Yes.
And after you work through that, if it's not, can you hit me in the DMs and let us know what your problem is with them? Like, why does it bother you? Like, I can understand being jealous of them. I mean, 100%. I love them and I'm jealous of some of their stuff. So, but I just need to know, like, what is it? Because they're gentlemen. They like seem like a sweet family. They're all kind. Like, what is the beef? I need to know. Hit us up. Let me know. I'm not mad. I just am curious.
We get it. It's fine.
I mean, I will still judge you. I'm not going to lie to you.
We just want to know.
That's not who I am, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
But speaking of Toronto, Ed Kelce was not the only person to make an appearance.
No. So we had our last show in Toronto. Ed Kelce was there. Brooke Shields was there. Faith Hill was there, which we saw Faith Hill with Taylor in New York.
Twice now.
So obviously heavy speculation there on her being a part of some potential vault track that's going to come out. Can you imagine if Faith Hill duetted with Taylor on Tim
Tim
McGraw?
McGraw.
Come on.
I knew you were going to say it at the same time. I know. I have thought about that in my head. I've thought, like, would that be really cool or would it be weird?
I don't think it would be weird.
I think it would be epic. I mean, it's all going to be epic to me. But yeah. Also, can we get a fact check? Can you check it for us? How old is Faith Hill? I'm going to go early 50s.
Okay, I would also go early 50s. Ooh, 57.
Holy! I wasn't ready.
Ah, no.
Man alive, if I could look like her even 2 years ago. Like,
yeah. Her and Tim both are
57.
57. She turned 57 in September.
I mean, I'm about to be 42. I guess that is right. But man, she looks amazing.
I wouldn't have guessed 57. I don't know why I would have thought earlier. But
so, you know what the problem is? We too are getting older. That hurts a little that she's about to be 60, but my gosh, she looks amazing.
Incredible.
Wow. Man. Like she looks like when those pictures came out of them at dinner in New York, like she looked like, I mean, maybe a year or two older than Taylor, but not 57.
Listen, if we had money, do you think people would be saying, oh my gosh, they're 40?
Now, this is the last episode that we will record with the crater.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe I need to get up. I'm working on my flight, having to do a little flight change to my Botox appointment. That is tomorrow. It got moved up to tomorrow.
Oh man.
This is the last episode with the crater. So I don't know. When we come back next week, we'll have to see if I do look younger than almost 42.
Okay. Listen. Maybe I need to get me something.
Listen, I also have noticed recently that now I have I hope this is going to be gone too. It's a whole lot going on there.
Well, I feel like you can't do your forehead if you don't get your middle.
Well, I was told, I mean, he's so kindly, I mean, this is one of my very best friends in the entire universe. He so kindly told me that we can't just do the crater due to that. We're going to have to do some kind of all over.
We can't fix one spot. We got to.
Yeah. I said, I just want to get rid of the crater. And he said, we're just going to have to do some all over. I'm pretty sure that meant that I look old.
Hey, can you ask him about a lip flip? You don't have to do one flip. Yeah. But I just want to know what his thoughts are on it. So it's where, this from my limited knowledge, it's where you get a little bit of Botox right above your lip, and this isn't going to look right, but it flips it up a little bit because when I smile, my entire top lip goes away.
Give me a look. Oh, yeah, sure does.
But I've heard, because Brittany Mahomes has done this as well. Okay. But if you get she also has filler. I don't want filler, but I just want a lip flip so that it uses your own lip.
But now, don't you think you would need the filler in there to help it have something there when it pulls up and not just like pull up?
No, because I've got a lip. It just tucks under. Listen, just put me on FaceTime with him while you're there. Well, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Man, I tell you, for the Charlotte airport to be having issues, it's costing me a lot of money on this side chat. I will, because I have big lips, top and bottom.
I don't want filler. Doug would leave me if I got filler in my face anywhere, and understandably so. But I just want to see if a lip flip would do enough.
Lip flip. I did not know where that was going. Honestly, I thought you were going to say something like the bottom lip gets like you remove part of that and put it in the top, and I was like, I know. I was thinking to myself, well, that's just stupid. Why would you use extreme? I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the judgmental thoughts I had towards you pre you telling me what this meant.
That's fair.
Hey, I'll ask. Maybe we can get some like sponsorship stuff,
Come on with it.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. So apparently, just for those of y'all that are following along with my Botox journey, tomorrow we're doing my face, which apparently is more than we began with. And then Friday we're doing the laser because I have to give it a few days.
Okay.
So that actually means perhaps Monday when we record, I could still be red. I don't know.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
It'll be part of the journey that we're all on together with my face.
Good times. Good times.
Okay, so I'm sure we want to talk about a few other things in Toronto. Of course, I'm going to want to talk about the surprise songs, your favorite topic. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that other than night 5, it was pretty boring.
Nothing too big.
Night 4, she did Mr. Perfectly Fine mashed with Better Than Revenge, which is a total Joe Jonas thing. So I don't know if Sophie called and said, hey, Joe's being a jerk again. I don't know, but that was weird because it kind of came out of left field.
Yeah.
And then she did State of Grace and the Labyrinth, which I enjoy the Labyrinth. State of Grace, again, we've said on here before, not a fave. So,
do you think she's just running out? Like, listen, we've had a lot of shows. Maybe she's just running out.
Know. I can't even keep up with all the theories, but I did see one and I sent it to you. And I do think it made a lot of sense and seemed very Taylor-esque that she's like telling a story with all of these. But I'm wondering if, like, again, like I said last week, I feel like I'm lost in the story now. Like in that video that I sent you, this girl kind of like weaves us through how all the songs really did tell a story. I was really in. I was like, oh, this totally. And then we had those. I was like, what? So I didn't really get that. But night 5 was pretty darn epic. A lot of people have been asking for a long time that she would do Cassandra and Mad Woman mashup.
Yes.
Apparently she heard, but then she said, bet, let me raise you one. And she added, I did something bad.
Yes.
I gotta say, first of all, the vocals, y'all.
Incredible.
Killing it. But also that mashup was lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Lethal. And apparently it was like to the day, November 22nd. It was like the day that Scooter actually took ownership.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're still doing that. But she also did on the guitar, she did Hours and Last Great American Dynasty, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Again, the people that I don't enjoy had a lot of theories, but whatever. Y'all are still stupid. But yeah, so then on night 6, the guitar did nothing. I mean, yeah, guitar did nothing for me. Sparks Flying, Message in a Bottle. I forget that even existed.
Listen, she did it too, and she was like, oh, I should probably throw this in.
Yeah, but then at the end, she did You're Losing Me and How Did It End?
Yep.
Wow. First of all, gut-wrenching. Second of all, y'all, like, I get it if you don't like her, but I just have a hard time with those of you who say she can't sing.
100%.
Like, there's a lot of things we could argue about. That is not one of them.
No. And honestly, to do those songs stripped down to just a piano backing you up, after you've been singing and dancing, and you don't even sound a little strained.
Yeah.
Wild. And
it's been proven over and over and over again that she really is performing live, because there's been many things that have gone wrong.
Yes.
Holy cow, it was great. But now we are down to nothing this week's Thanksgiving. Got to be here in the KC, which I do know for sure she is here. I did not personally see her, but I do know someone who did see her this morning.
Okay.
It's
not surprising.
Would of course never be me that would actually get to see her, but
one
she
day
was out amongst the people though in the public. I'm not going to say where she was, but I just am blown away that people are so private. Again, if I do ever see her here, I'm not going to put it on social media. I mean, I am going to tell Becca right when it happens, but and I am going to have pictures. It's just not going to be on social media.
That's right. We're not selling.
But I am totally surprised by people here.
I love that for them. I love that she can, and honestly, way to go on Kansas City, because if they started taking pictures and stuff, she wouldn't be staying there. No. You guys wouldn't get any of her. So I love that they're kind of like letting her be, which, I mean, if they're used to seeing like Patrick and Brittany around and Travis around, some of the bigger names makes sense. But Taylor's like a whole different echelon of people.
Yeah, I mean,
she still gets her privacy.
Like, the thing is, like, yes, we do see people. We see them, I wouldn't say like more often than other people, because I don't know how often other people see them. We do see them a lot of people at where my boys get their hair cut.
Yeah.
I apologize. I am having to enter my credit card information to change our flight for tomorrow, because I am not Kylie Kelce. I do not have all the hours in the day.
That's right. Or
but, and I don't like freak out, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely always like, Judd, there's so-and-so, you know, and I do like, and if they're not like, you know, I would never do this if I saw them with their families or anything like this, but like if they're in the barbershop, I'm like, hey, go over there and let's ask for a picture, you know?
Right.
A lot of the wives, though, I wouldn't know. Now, if I saw Brittany, I would know. And when I have seen her, I have known, obviously, it was her. I would know McCole's wife based on social media. But outside of that, I'm going to be honest, I don't know that I would.
No.
I don't know that I would know. But I would definitely know if I saw Taylor. Like, let's not be stupid. But yeah, I love that they can come here. Sounds like they're having Thanksgiving. But next week, the very last 3 shows, allegedly. I'm still putting an asterisk till it's over for real.
I think it's done. 3
I do
shows.
too, but I'm just
saying,
you know.
Okay, now she was doing at the last few shows in Toronto. She was doing the countdown on her hand.
Yes, and of course, some of you people thought it meant a whole lot of other things. Again, I'm gonna have to probably go ahead and make the merch of "You people are stupid." But yeah, she did the 3.
I mean, she could just be counting down how many shows she had left because that does line up with what she was doing.
Yeah.
It could be a whole conglomeration of things. Guys, we're never going to know. So I'm not going to stress about it.
No. Yeah, I think it's just a countdown. I truly think that the last show, like, I think it's just going to end. Like, that's still my prediction. I think, well, I say still, I'm pretty sure since the course of this show, I've had about 1,400 different predictions.
Right. It changes weekly.
But I'm pretty in camp now that I think next week the lights are just going to go out. Like, I think it's just going to go out. And then the following week is her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when she'll announce the documentary that's going to come out on New Year's Eve. And then I think next year we'll get both re-records. And at the end of next year, maybe for her birthday again, she'll announce TS12.
Yeah. I think it would be fun for her to go out with like a big last show. She drops some big announcement. That obviously that's always fun no matter what show she does it. But it also would be very Taylor-like for her to just do her show as she always does. I will be interested to see who all goes to the last show, like VIP tent, who all we kind of get there. Will it be famous people or will we see more of like maybe band member families and that kind of thing?
I definitely think all the dancers and band, I think all and vocal, the Starlights, I think all of their families will be there. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the whole gang comes out. I'm going to say that like all of her friends, I think at least Blake will be there. Being in Canada, I could see Ryan being there. Yeah. I think Gigi, I think there's a chance Selena could be there. I'm going to need Abigail there. Listen, I know you had a baby, but it's been a minute. You know that I need her there. I think Cara will be there. Aldridge. I think they all will be there. Now, will they all be there the very last night or the course of those 3 nights? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have seen all the things online where people are like asking Roger Goodell to flex the Chiefs game because how can he miss the very last night? Here's what I'm going to predict though, and maybe this just because what my little non-Hallmark watching Hallmark heart needs. I'm going to say he finally posted about her for the first time on social media the night of her last show.
Listen, that would be better than an announcement, I think.
Ooh, I don't know. Depends on the announcement, but it would still be epic. That's what I'm going to say. I think he's going to be like, tell her like congratulations.
Proud. Absolutely.
What if he said like congratulations on like the world's biggest tour to my fiance? Would you die?
I would be so mad that that's how it got announced. No, I need a Rolling Stones article. I need a girlfriend.
No, you're going to be GMA or it's going to be another Time article.
Listen.
Maybe they'll announce it on Kylie's podcast as her first episode.
There you go. Listen. Get her subscribers up.
I was going to say your ratings would never be higher.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny.
So that's our Taylor talk for right now. Last week. Oh my God. I promise I don't even drink
today.
Listen. Next week, we will come back, talk a little bit about the last week, and then the week after. Whew.
Yeah.
I might be in bad shape. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. But speaking of bad shape, I thought we were about to be in bad shape yesterday in Charlotte.
I'm going to tell you, this weekend was a nice reminder for me of why I don't actually bet on football.
Well, okay.
Just all around.
Yeah.
We had some shockers, but the Chiefs, I had texted you, we didn't get the game where we are. So I
Yeah.
was watching a different game, but I was keeping up with it. And I was like, for a while, I was like, oh, we're good, we're good. And then I checked it when there was like 38 seconds left in the game and it was tied. And instantly my heart dropped. And I was like, how are we tied in this game?
Listen, I don't know. I mean, last week, I mean, I can't remember if this was last week's episode or our bonus episode that comes out this week, but I mentioned in some content that we put out that I kind of feel like they're holding back a little bit right now because
It
it's
does
like,
feel that way.
well, because I was originally thinking that because like, hey, we're hoping for a long playoff run. We need to stay healthy. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But is that what's going on? Or are we just like coasting, which doesn't seem like something Andy Reid would allow to happen? Something is weird.
Did you watch the game yesterday?
I did. I did actually
Did
get
they
to watch.
play a lot of their like big players, or did they hold them back a little bit?
No, they were all in. Now, it's a little harder for me on defense to notice.
Yeah, because we knew that the Bills game, they held out a lot of their big players.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that statistic thing. I wish I had saved that last week so I would know who puts that out. But I will say on defense, I didn't pay as much attention. But on offense, yeah. I mean, I would venture to say that Travis was probably in even more than the 80% of last week's game against the Bills. It felt like he was in. I literally only remember watching him come out twice.
Oh, wow.
Noah Gray had another great game. If you watched the game, it was most definitely, they did a lot of those crisscross, Jesus, Lord in heaven, crisscross routes where he and Trav would cross.
Oh, yeah.
Both touchdowns that Noah got, that's what it was. And to be honest, both times because they crossed, Trav would kind of come back and in. He was open both times too. So defenses are definitely struggling with the two of them working so well together.
Right.
I think both times, honestly, Patrick threw to Noah. It was probably designed to him, but also he was further into the end zone as opposed to like right at the front of it. And then DeAndre Hopkins' touchdown, he couldn't have been further to being almost out of the end zone. He was like literally on that back line.
I did see a clip of that one.
That startled me, but Kareem Hunt is still a bulldozer, but you can tell he's getting tired. I'm wondering if he's banged up. You can tell he's running tired now, though. Let's see who else. They used McCole a little more with like kind of those end arounds where he would like run in between the line and Patrick. They didn't throw in the ball, but they actually used, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Samaje Perine.
Oh, yeah.
They used him a lot on kickoff returns yesterday as opposed to McCole. And I'm wondering if that's because they're needing McCole a little more in that receiver fill-in kind of role.
Probably.
We don't need him to get like lamb blasted. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I will say if you are still one of those people on social media that says the Chiefs get every call, you should watch yesterday's game because I'm going to tell you what happened. Twice in the end zone, they called the Chiefs on defensive pass interference, and it was most definitely not. Even if I were not a Chiefs fan, because all the people on social media who hate the Chiefs were like, no, it's a bad call. One was against Justin Reed at the back of the end zone. They called it targeting. And it was not. He didn't hit the guy in the head. Like the whole thing, I was like,
wow.
What? Because that put them on the 1 yard line.
Oh, good Lord.
That was just asinine. And then they called it on Trent McDuffie. Again, almost the same exact play, but it wasn't targeting that time. They just called pass interference. And it was really like they were just both going for the ball. And it was like their hands interacted. Not even their arms, just their actual hands. Like, isn't that just making a play to the ball?
Wow.
So that is really the only reason that game got that close was literally those two calls. But I got to tell you, when it came down to a kick and I knew we didn't have Butker,
I tell you what,
I was worried sick.
Mr. Spencer Schrader.
Welcome.
Welcome to the team, sir.
We are happy to have you. He tweeted he's happy to be here.
That's right.
I think we're all good.
Yeah. I
Keep
was
up the
so impressed
fantastic
by
work.
him at his post-game press conference
Yeah.
that he gave. Just seems like a solid kid. He looks so very young. Not sure how old he
It's
is.
potential. I don't know if it's because we're aging or they're getting younger, but yeah, I was like, is he in high school? What are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, when Butker's on my fantasy team,
Yeah, I
when
saw.
he got hurt and there were no other kickers to pick up, and I saw that we were getting Schrader, I went and traded for him.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't look.
Yeah, because I thought, listen, if he's good enough for the Chiefs, he's sure as heck good enough for my team.
Well,
quite a few points yesterday.
yeah, I haven't looked yet. I don't know if you've looked at our fantasy football thing yet. I am playing your brother-in-law this week. I'm projected to lose, but I still have like Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins to go tonight. And the kicker?
Unless he switched, he had like Aaron Rodgers and the Jets for his defense. So
I was like, something is off on the projections here. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to have killed him.
Okay.
I'm just like, please, whatever.
That's funny.
No, this is what I know. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, glad to see that they pulled it out, even if it was a field goal at the end. Yikes. Because
I don't know.
This week.
It's kind of like Andy Reid said, like, listen, there's nothing to hang your heads about. People are always going to come to us with their A game. And yeah, valid. So I don't know if it's a combination of everybody's gunning for him. Let's not get hurt. Let's save some stuff for the playoffs. We're probably a little banged up. I don't know. We'll see. We play the Raiders this week on Friday, on Black Friday.
Yes.
Currently, I am not sure who will be playing quarterback for the Raiders. I heard that Aiden O'Connell may come back from that, but I don't even know if his practice window is open.
Yeah, I haven't seen his window open, and that's got to happen first.
That's what I thought too, but
they're either going to have to sign somebody or whoever their third string is.
Got Desmond Ritter.
That's right, Desmond.
Ugh. I'm fine with it this week. Works for me.
Like who you want, guys.
So apparently, though, at 4:00 today, Eastern, so 3 p.m. Central, Daniel Jones of the New York Giants will be completely available on waivers. And apparently should be signed within the hour, they say, by a team.
This situation has confused me beyond anything else that has happened in football.
I mean, I don't know why.
Like, we are clearly missing something. So here's the thing. Saquon Barkley has spoken very highly of him. Even said yesterday, oh, yeah, I still talk to him. Good friend. Yep. You've got Malik Neighbors post-game press conference who's saying it ain't the quarterback. That's not the problem.
My guy is real pissed he got drafted there.
Yes, real pissed. So clearly there is something else. Do I think that Daniel Jones is a great quarterback? No, I don't think so. No. I don't think he's a quarterback that gets to make the calls right now. I think he's going to be real excited if anybody picks him up. My guy is getting a pretty penny already for guaranteed money. It's not like he needs the money right now, but it's just very interesting to me how everybody's like, oh yeah, he's going to be signed within the hour. All these teams are looking at him like, it's just wild to me because we didn't see that. And he was injured. Was it last year when he was injured? So he really didn't play.
Was that the knee last year?
I think it was his neck.
Oh,
it was his neck last year.
Well, knee, neck, it all sounds the same. Especially when you confuse all the words like I do. Yeah, I don't know. Remind me, am I dreaming or did he go to Duke?
I feel like he played at Duke, but let me.
Yeah, we have our own fact check mid-show. That's good too.
Right.
I don't know. Now listen, there's a lot of teams that are in need of a solid backup right now. There's a couple teams that are in need, obviously, of a starter, hence the Raiders. I do love all the commentary. I don't see Jerry doing this, but the commentary that Jerry Jones could go get Daniel Jones and start him against the Giants this week. Let me tell you, I don't see him doing it, but my God, would I love every second. And especially if he killed them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it would be epic.
God,
it would be so epic. And I hate Cowboys. I would, oh my gosh, I would die. I don't see it.
First round draft pick. Did we know that?
I'm sorry. Are we still talking about Daniel Jones or
first round pick 6?
Pick 6?
Yeah, 2019 draft.
Who was the number 1 pick that year?
I have no idea.
Man, this is a lot of trivia for you for one show. You do always look panicked when I ask these questions, too. I enjoy that.
I know. I'm looking.
2019. Let's see. Gosh, I don't even know. That's what, 5 years ago.
Was that Kyler Murray? I don't think he was first.
No, I'm gonna go. Man, I got nothing. Jalen?
It was Kyler Murray.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Wasn't a big year that year, but okay. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I could see the Raiders doing it because here's the thing. I guess we skipped the part that Gardner Minshew got hurt yesterday, broke his collarbone. Again, he's, to me, not a starter in the NFL. Aiden O'Connell is allegedly coming back from a thumb injury. I never saw his window open, so I don't see how he's available for Friday because it doesn't have to be a 21-day window.
I feel like it was there's some period of time.
But even him, like, I don't see that as a starter. And so then apparently we're left with Desmond Ridder, which if you're like, I don't know who that is. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if I'm the Raiders, I don't see why not.
Yeah. No, he has not so far come off of IR.
Oh, yeah, then so that can't happen. I did see some rumors that maybe the 49ers may go after him. I don't see that.
No. Do we know how long Purdy's out?
No, but I didn't think Brandon Allen did that bad yesterday.
He did not.
Now, of course, he is the Razorback quarterback that the fans burned his truck one year during the LSU game because he was so bad.
Oh, bless.
I don't know. I guess we'll just see what happens. But apparently, they say within the hour of the waiver trade today, he's going to be picked up. That many teams are interested.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see who gets him. That's for sure.
So just a weird world we're living in.
Yeah. Talk about weird, that Cowboy Commanders game yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. So listen, here's the thing. That game is always tense, even when both teams suck, because it's just like a long living rivalry kind of thing. Of course, the Cowboys are playing without Dak, but the two fourth quarter kickoff returns, it's weird to have one in general in the NFL.
Yeah.
But two for a touchdown? What are we doing?
The whole time I was watching that game, and it's one of those where, like, the Cowboys aren't good, and you're like, are the Cowboys good?
You get confused sometimes. You're just like, wait, nope.
You really do. I mean, Micah Parsons did awesome yesterday. He really carried the defense, but they did outstanding on their own as well. The offense wasn't as great, but they weren't embarrassing. I mean, Cooper held his own.
If I'm Marka, my Lord, I apologize. But if I'm Micah Parsons, am I asking for a trade at the end of this season?
No.
You're not?
No, I don't know that here's the thing. He's the Ezekiel Elliott.
I'm so appalled that I asked that question.
Well, I think it's because we saw the Cowboys keep these old players because of their name, and they give them asinine amounts of money, which makes them stay. But I don't know if Micah could go to another team and do well because with him being older, he is getting injured more. I could definitely be wrong. He could go somewhere else and maybe be successful, but
yeah. The Chiefs went out this week and got a new left tackle in DJ Humphries, which apparently this is not somebody I'm super familiar with. He's coming off an ACL injury, but people are ecstatic.
Yeah.
And I think, trust me, so am I, because we got some issues. Jawan Taylor.
Can
you just stand still, sir? Must you jump off sides every time. But it just leads me to say there are so many players in the NFL that we don't even know who they are. And yet teams are like biting at the chomping at the bit, chomping at the bit.
There you go.
To get them, And so then you think of a guy like Micah Parsons, and I'm like, surely Jerry would pay whatever the price is.
The thing is, Jerry pays, but he gives up so much. You're giving up all these picks. You're giving up probably your first couple of, love children that you found out about, and maybe a couple of grandchildren thrown in there. Like, he makes such rash decisions of, we got to get this person, and it's not really paid out for him in the end on any of these.
Yeah, I mean, again, it would make too much sense. And so that's why I say, will Micah Parsons be with the Cowboys next year? I don't know, because like that would make sense. And so that feels like that's something that Jerry won't do. I think we know there's going to be some changes. Of course, Daniel Jones is leaving. The Giants, that's like an interleague rival. The Commanders have Jalen Daniels now. And though they lost yesterday, I'm still impressed as heck with that kid.
Very.
Now, I don't know anyone that's a Commanders fan, but if they're out there, they got to be happy.
Yeah.
And
their special teams yesterday really struggled.
Wow. I had their kicker in one of my leagues.
Bless you.
That was his poor little face right when he missed that goal. He grabbed his helmet. I mean, so did I. But I was like, I didn't have the helmet.
But he hadn't missed. He had not missed an extra point all season.
Oh my God. He just, he was like, you have got to be kidding me. Right now? Right now? That's what I was thinking as an owner.
I was like, I feel so bad for these kickers, because no game should come down to one play and one person being responsible for it. But unfortunately, with kickers, so much is on the line when you get up to do your one job. Yeah. But I'm like, man, I bet the hate that they get in their DMs is enough to just be a dark padded room.
Yeah. I mean, like, of all the positions I would want my kid to play, it would never be a kicker. Like,
on the one hand, you're like,
I wouldn't want to be a quarterback. I'd rather him be a quarterback than a kicker. Yeah.
Listen.
Then you could say, hey, the receiver dropped it, or, whatever.
My O-line sucks. There's a lot of people we can blame here, but a kicker, on the one hand, you're like, oh, they're not going to get hit as much or injured as much. But on the other hand, the hate that they get is probably bonkers.
Yeah, that poor kid. I mean, it was terrible. But again, we have said it a million times, and you just said it. No NFL game should come down to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, we're Chiefs fans too, and apparently everything is going to come down to the last seconds.
What we do.
But who knows who the Chiefs will be playing against quarterback-wise for the Raiders, but we will have Max Crosby on defense. And that always terrifies me.
Always.
Because he loathes Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Another person, though, that I personally loathe is Nick Bosa.
You do?
As we know. And my guy was out this week. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like 2 injuries. Hip and I think it was oblique. Listen.
Oblique again. Stomach?
Side. Rib muscles.
Oh, that's so sad. Brock Purdy's out with a little shoulder injury. I saw George Kittle got a touchdown or 2. 1, 2?
I know he at least got 1.
Yeah. They played the Packers. I have a prediction I'm going to make.
Okay.
I don't think that this is already confirmed. Confirmed? My Lord. I'm going to tell you that I think the 49ers are going to miss the playoffs.
Listen, I don't think
is that big. Is that spicy? I don't know.
I don't know that that's spicy this year.
It's weird.
It is. It's very weird.
I wonder, we'd have to look at the stats. Maybe it is. Well, I forget that one time. Remember that one time the Panthers went to the Super Bowl? Because I was about to say, I wonder if the team ever goes to the Super Bowl and then doesn't make the playoffs. But then I remember the Panthers that one time. I am curious, though, if they miss the playoffs this year, do you think John Lynch will fire Kyle Shanahan?
I don't think he will.
Too soon?
I think it's too soon. I don't think they could come off of a Super Bowl, have a tough year, because I think they can go under the guise of, look at all these injuries that we had and players that are going to play for so long. And so I think he'll get a pass this year and still go.
Yeah.
It says the 49ers have a 24.2% chance to make the playoffs.
Maybe that's not as earth-shattering as I was thinking when I projected.
Yeah, you're really struggling today.
Yeah, this is going to be the worst episode ever. I still think it's still the 49ers. Brock could come back. You still have McCaffrey, but has McCaffrey scored at all since he's been back?
I don't think so. And I don't think he scored yesterday.
Yeah.
I will say for the game yesterday, I don't think that Allen did bad as their backup. I think the Packers were just on their A game.
The Packers are not bad. I mean, Jordan Love he's a decent quarterback. I just, I forget about them a lot, honestly.
Yes.
I know that sounds weird, but I do. I just kind of forget about them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens next with them. Did you get to watch Sunday night football last night? Did you watch the Eagles game?
I did watch the Eagles game, and that was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Barkley just makes me so happy right now.
Listen, he was having himself a game, as he has been doing.
I mean,
I will say Jalen Hurts smiled twice yesterday during the game.
Well, that is odd.
I don't know what's going on, but they were having fun and enjoying football again. And I love to see it.
Okay.
Everybody was clicking last night.
Super sad news, though, that Brandon Graham tore his tricep, because this is it, right? Didn't he already say he was retiring at the end of this season?
I don't know that he said, I'm at least going to go one more year.
Okay, that's right.
So
to go out like that is
right. Listen, he even said post game yesterday when he let people know, like, you could tell that tricep was tore up. He said, I hate to go out like this, but what a game to go out on. We had so much fun. And I'm telling you, there was a difference on that team last night where they just looked like it was like watching a Chiefs game when they're just a bunch of kids playing football with their friends. Like, it was so good to watch, but both teams were doing really well.
The Twitter experts are starting to turn the tides and starting to say they could see the Eagles making the Super Bowl.
I mean, after I saw, if they play the rest of their games like they played last night, 100%, I believe that. Now, I do think that could shift a little bit with losing Brandon Graham. He had a lot of sacks last night. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Somebody else on defense went out with a concussion. Was it
yeah. Oh, Sweat?
I thought it was Slayton, but maybe I'm wrong. Somebody went out with a concussion on defense too. I mean, we're at that point in the season now where people are like tied together with like a hope and a prayer. So I don't know. We'll see.
They're all going down.
How epic would it be if there was another Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl?
100%.
Not as epic as when it was the Kelce Bowl, but still, that would be so fun.
Yeah. You're right. Slayton went out.
I don't know why I knew that. That was a random fact. I'm glad I can know that, but can't get my words straight. That's great.
Slay went out with a concussion. And Devontae Smith was out yesterday.
Hamstring. I know because he is on my fantasy team.
Oh, okay.
And I had to pull him out last second. I saw that come through. He's been a little banged up this season in general, though. I don't feel like he's had a full healthy game yet.
No, and I think for a while he was
skinny, though.
Right? That's what I've always said. Like, as soon as he gets hit, we got to get some more muscle on him.
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
Which is crazy because he is straight muscle. That's all he has.
They call him Skinny Batman for a reason. Would you like to predict some games for this week? We're really good at
Clearly, we are on it.
We're really good at this. Okay, the Giants will be playing at the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys on this only because we don't know. I don't know how well the Giants are going to be doing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the Cowboys got a little bit of oomph in their sails.
Yeah.
Playing at home. Thanksgiving is always a big game for Cowboys. They always do it up. That's their tradition.
They always have the big Salvation Army thing that they jump in.
Yeah.
I missed it completely yesterday. I missed completely. Who's playing quarterback for the Giants?
Oh, who was that yesterday? Oh, it was Tommy DeVito.
Oh, yeah, DeVito. Yeah.
DeVito.
Yeah. Got it. I'm going to go Cowboys, just, again, how I normally do based on location, but also I just think the Giants have become a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Let's see. Next up, we've got the Dolphins at the Packers.
And the Dolphins have kind of gotten a little bit of something going.
It's cold in Green Bay.
It is. And they're at Green. I'm going to give it to the Packers.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really close, and it's going to come down to one play.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, then I'll go opposite. I'm going to say the Dolphins. No reason other than I think it's fun when we pick opposite teams.
Okay, that works.
You know. Okay, Bears at the Lions.
Listen,
what are we doing? Are they even having this game?
I'm going to hope it's not a trap game because in my head, I'm like, for sure the Lions have this. But then, listen, I thought the Commanders had it. So,
okay. I mean, yeah, I'm going Lions, but that is a valid point. The Raiders are playing the Chiefs. We always go with the Chiefs.
Did we have a Black Friday game last year?
Let me think. What did I do last Thanksgiving?
For some reason, I didn't remember having 3 Thanksgiving games this year and a Black Friday game. Listen, maybe it's normal and I just didn't really pay attention.
No, we do know the answer to this question. Because remember, Taylor was stuck.
That's right. It was the Dolphins and the Jets last year.
Yeah. So we knew that. Yeah.
Last year was the first one. Okay. Got it.
All right. Let's see. Seahawks at the Jets. I mean, I'm going Seahawks.
Same. The Jets are coming off of a bye week. We're hearing rumors about Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to play? We don't know.
So nothing is
confirmed that he isn't, but
yeah, and it'll be interesting to see him in the media this week, as always. But the rumors are either he's going to go on IR. I don't know what for. Is he hurt or just like?
I think he's big
ego.
I think yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they're saying he's going to be traded or cut. What are we doing? That's a lot of money. Like, then he's saying he is going to play next season, but he doesn't want to play for the Jets. Like,
I mean, you've got to go in. They're cleaning house. You got rid of your GM. You got rid of your head coach. You are switching around players. Like, whoever comes in has got to start from the ground up because whatever they've got is not working. And I think your good players that you have, like Sauce Gardner, they're so burnt out. They need a change of venue to get back into the love of football. I don't know that you could bring the best of the best to them and they would still succeed. I think they need a change of venue.
Well, and I saw today, interesting. Maybe this is normal behavior, but I saw today that the Jets have hired a media company to help with their search for a new GM and coach. It's called like the 33rd team. Now, they may do more things, but like they're known as a media team.
Interesting.
I thought that was an interesting pick. We wouldn't go with like maybe I don't know, like a headhunter or something.
Listen, I kind of think their owner and Jerry Jones might be BFFs because they run that stuff pretty much the same.
Well, we'll see. I'm assuming that their owner, Woody Johnson, will get another ambassadorship under President Trump. And so he'll be off gallivanting. You know, he likes to do that and then let his brother take over and then blame him when they still can't succeed. So I'm assuming that'll happen again. Next up, we've got the 49ers at the Bills. Now, I've not heard anything about Brock. I feel like if it was serious, we would have heard that. Was he resting ahead for this game?
Well, so Kyle Shanahan says he doesn't want to say there's a long-term concern regarding Purdy. We thought he really just needed rest. Really weren't concerned about him not being good this week, but then he started up Thursday and I guess was not doing well. So they have not made a decision yet on who will play quarterback next week, if Purdy will be back or if he needs more rest.
Okay, well, so what I was going to say was this is in Buffalo, so normally I would go Buffalo, and it is Buffalo in general.
Right.
But I'm also going to say that if Brock goes and he's healthy, I think the 49ers are going to be like, hey, we have something to prove.
Yeah.
And this could be, it feels weird to say this, but this could be a trap game.
Potentially. I'm gonna give it to the Bills in this one. But again, it just depends on who's the quarterback and who shows up.
Yeah. So I'm going to asterisk this one. As long as Brock plays, I'm going to pick the upset that the 49ers win. If Brock does not play, I'm going Bills.
Okay. I like it.
All right. Fantasy football. Are you winning? Are you going to win this week?
No, but I did way better than I was projected to do.
Okay.
And I had one player that got injured at the very beginning of the game. And then I had another player that was supposed to play, and he usually gets me a lot of points, and he never got put in. So that threw me a little bit.
Who was that?
Darius Slayton for the Giants.
Oh.
Didn't play a
single one to throw him the ball.
Listen, nothing. But yeah. Noah Gray did me well.
Yeah. Well. I am currently projected to lose. However, there's no way that's possible. I will definitely destroy Brett. I mean, it looks like I'm pretty much down to making the playoffs.
Okay.
So we shall see on that. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Speaking of getting ahead of myself, college football this weekend.
Woo!
I'm not sure you want to have this conversation, but we have to for the people.
It wasn't pretty.
We'll start light for you. Okay. Let's start with the A&M Auburn game.
Okay.
Went to overtime. Was it 4 times?
I think so. I think it was 4.
Whew.
What in the world?
Listen.
Is Auburn good? I don't
know. Stop it. You know better. Now, listen, this is my biggest confusion about this game, though. When the season started, the A&M defense was allegedly top 3 in the country.
Uh-huh.
This same defense, who I've not heard about a lot of injuries, let the Auburn Tigers have 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
What is happening?
Have we hit the point? Is this where in the season where stuff starts to go awry because everybody's just tired? Is that what this is? Because nothing made sense this weekend.
Well, but here's what's even crazier about this, which we keep having these crazy occurrences with the A&M team. If they beat Texas this week, they're playing Georgia for the SEC championship.
Oh, what a world.
What are we doing?
What a world.
You know what? Again, I go back to, this is a coaching issue.
100%.
Mike Elko lost that game. You don't go to 4 overtimes against a team who sucks.
Yeah.
If you can coach in the SEC. You just don't.
No.
So T's and P's to the A&M fans, that was a disaster. Speaking of disasters, in what world did we see Ole Miss going to Florida and losing?
What? Wasn't this one. It was not this one.
Is it us?
Maybe.
I apologize to the Rebel fans and to Jackson Dart because I'm pretty sure that I said he was going to win the Heisman. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be lucky to get drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
He's not going to the draft this year, is he?
Yeah, this is the year, right?
Oh, I don't pay that. I really just watch what Alabama players are going into the draft, so I didn't pay attention to Ole Miss.
Listen, I'm not trying to jump into that game just yet. You settle down. Settle down right now.
Listen, we all need to just reconvene and let's try college one more year next year.
I thought he was, I may be wrong, but I was thinking he was a senior.
Maybe he probably is.
But so Billy Napier, again, someone I said that should be fired immediately, got extended and now apparently can beat Ole Miss.
I'm going to tell you what, it stayed neck and neck until we got towards the end. And then I don't know what happened, but.
Well, I tell you what happened. Jackson Dart, my Heisman boy, threw 2 interceptions on the last 2 drives of the game.
One of them got called back. And so you would have thought that would have given him the.
Let me not do that again. Nope.
And then he turns around and does it again.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing. What I'm curious about.
You're right. He's going into the draft.
Is he? He is?
Yep.
Well, listen, Daniel Jones is also a hot commodity. We don't know what we're talking about.
Listen, but I'm going to say there were so many injuries during that Florida.
And like real injuries, which is weird for an Ole Miss game. They're usually fake injuries.
Right. But it was like solid ones. And it felt like every other play, somebody was down for something on some team. It just kept going back. It was wild. But Florida just kept capitalizing on their momentum.
Yeah.
And it was like things would go Ole Miss's way, but they couldn't do anything with it.
No. Who is calling the plays for Ole Miss? Is Lane calling the plays?
I thought Lane was calling the plays.
We may need to look into that as a group and an organization because, but I don't know if it's him. Something's off with Jackson Dart. Is it the receivers? Are we having too much fun in the Grove? I don't know. Things are weird. 2024 in general.
Oh, Roman Harper calls.
Like the guy that used to play in the NFL?
No. Lane Kiffin.
Okay. Well,
Lane's doing it.
I don't know. Something's wrong with that.
No, that was wild.
We're going to come back to the SEC, but I'm just trying to elongate until we get into your painful thing. Colorado, Kansas came here to Kansas City to play at Arrowhead.
Yep.
And Kansas, and I'm talking about football here, by the way, not basketball. Kansas won.
Kansas. Yeah.
We had a lot of things that happened in this game. Shedeur shoved a ref. I'm seeing calls now that he should be suspended. I'm not against the idea. Something should be done.
I mean, we definitely got to do something about that. It definitely felt like a true rivalry game. Even one of the announcers was like, this is almost like watching the Chiefs and Bills. Like, that's how much of a rivalry it felt like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you that Colorado defense, I don't know where they were because those weren't the same defensive players. Because what are we doing?
Well, because Devin Neal, who is a person you've never heard of because Wooten is a running back for Kansas, he scored 3 touchdowns and ran for 207 yards.
With ease. What
are we doing? And isn't Warren Sapp coaching the defensive line?
Yeah.
Perhaps he was a better player than coach is all I can come up with.
I'm going to tell you, it was off because their defense has done really well, but
I
don't know what we're going to call that, but
that was a weird game. I did, I think I sent you the video of, there was a really, really, I considered very dirty play against Shedeur.
Yes.
Went straight at his knees. I don't believe it was a penalty. I don't think they called anything. But I'm going to tell you, if you are Shedeur Sanders, you probably need to get used to that because I think because of his personality and his ego, and then you throw in the prime stuff with it too, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be gunning like that for him in the NFL. 100%. And I just think that there's a lot more where that's coming from. But I did think too, like, are the refs kind of turning a blind eye because they're annoyed with him?
Possibly. Listen,
he was real lucky to not tear something when that happened.
Yeah. Listen, all NFL players will tell you before games, you go talk to the refs, you shake their hand, you're chummy with them. Shedeur has not learned that lesson. No. Because I'm going to say, you start shoving them and their buddies, they're not helping you out, sir.
No, that's not a good look. I'm going to skip one in the notes here. So we'll talk about Louisiana Tech Arkansas game. Now listen, Arkansas won.
Yes.
And I mean, they won 35-14. Taylor Green, he threw 2 touchdowns and he ran 2 touchdowns. So it was a good game. But we are still talking about Louisiana Tech. And so across the Arkansas media, people are still asking, will Sam Pittman keep his job at the end of the season? And here's the thing. I think we're bowl eligible now. So
you are.
I mean, now, is it going to be like the mayonnaise bowl? Possibly. But I don't know. I'm really hoping what happens because Sam, again, is such a good guy. I really hope he just retires.
Yes.
He's going to get him a hip
job this year.
Yeah, he's going to get him a hip replacement here in a few weeks, which he clearly needs. This man can barely walk off the field. It is painful to watch him walk.
Yeah.
So he's going to get that done in between like the SEC championship and the bowl games. I guess that's a quick turnaround. I don't know. I'm just hoping he retires because I don't want to see him get fired, but we need something new.
Yeah.
And I think we do. I think we go back to Bobby Petrino. I don't think, honestly, like there's going to be a lot of NFL jobs. I think there'll be a few college jobs, but there's not any name out there that I'm like, ooh, I want us to go get them that we would really be able to get anyway.
No, I don't think so.
So I don't know. I mean, props to the Razorbacks, but just a few hours to the east of Fayetteville, there's a little town called Norman, Oklahoma.
Woo!
And there's a little small school there. I believe in last week's notes you referred to it as Oklahoma University.
I sure did.
They played a little team from Alabama, the Crimson Tide. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Golly.
They have a quarterback, Alabama does. His name is Jalen Milton. He threw some balls to some people. He actually threw 3 of them to the other team.
He did. He was making sure he was sharing it.
None to his team.
Nope.
But 3 to the other team. We had that happen. Jackson Arnold, he only had 62 yards throwing, but he ran for 131. So, I mean, OU is finding a way to win. Xavier Robinson, 2 touchdowns. And the Oklahoma Sooners beat Alabama 24-3.
Listen.
3 points.
3 points. That means not a single.
Tell the crowd, Becca, how you're feeling today.
I'm going to tell you this. Listen, this is our fault. It's the Alabama fans' fault. Listen,
okay.
we went into the season delusional. We got a new coach. We lost 39 players, and we thought, we still got it. We still got it, guys.
So Alabama.
And in that first game, they added on to our delusion because we were like, see, we're still good. We're still Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realized, guys, we got a new coach and we lost 39 players.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I haven't fact checked this at all, but I made the comment in our texting chat with your sister that yes, but still all of the backup players for Alabama are still like 5-star players. Now she argued
100%.
with me on this and said not anymore.
No, listen. Backup players in Alabama are still highly sought after recruits.
Yes. Now here's the thing though about OU, Oklahoma University, if you will. I think that's where you got tripped up, but that's not a slough school. Are they having an off season? Yeah. But they also still get a lot of really good recruits.
Yes, they do.
I'm going to tell you what the difference in this game was. Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kalen DeBoer. He is not cut out for this job.
It's not been great. We definitely got out coached. We don't play with a sense of urgency at all, start to finish. We can't do anything in the red zone. We constantly have turnovers. Milrose throwing interceptions like he's Jalen Hurts. Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but we can't get it cleaned up. Listen, it's too late. Please leave us out of college football playoffs.
That's like done now, right? Like there's not a chance that you make the playoffs.
I want to say it's like a 0.02% chance. Like,
well, knowing y'all, you'll pay the right people and it'll happen. But
listen, as Alabama fans, please don't put us in that. We have no business playing in the playoffs this year.
I'm telling you, people complained when Brent Venable got the OU job. They said, he can't, the defensive coordinator from Clemson can't come to the SEC. Are they having an off year? Yeah, but I still hands down believe he's a better SEC coach than Kalen DeBoer. I'm telling you, this is going to be a problem.
I'll be interested to see what moves they make this offseason, but this has just not ended well.
And nobody could be madder than Milroe because this is killing his draft stock.
100%. Which, listen, I think if you're a good quarterback, you don't want to be the first and second pick.
No. I saw yesterday where like the updated rankings, I think the Jaguars were number 1. Or maybe it was the Titans. But I think the Titans ended up winning, didn't they?
Yeah, they won yesterday.
I think it is still the Jaguars. I mean, you don't want to go there.
No.
But they could all do whatever Eli Manning did. Remember when he didn't want to go to the Chargers and he was like,
"That's true.
No, thank you."
True. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wasn't a great one for you, but things happen. Let's do some predictions for this coming week. We've got a couple Black Friday games. Yes. Oklahoma State at Colorado.
I'm going Colorado on that. You're playing at home.
Yeah.
You just got beat by Kansas.
Well, this is a coaching thing here, okay? Can Dion coach them back to come back from that loss that they shouldn't have had?
I mean, he gave them a hard talking to after the game and in the post-game press conference.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to make him mad, I'll be honest.
No.
The other thing is, so, as I normally do, because it's in Boulder, I'm going to go Colorado, but also because Arkansas almost beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it can't be. And I can't stand Mike Gundy. He needs to cut the hair. It's just the whole thing.
Right.
No. This next one, Mississippi State at Ole Miss.
I'm going Ole Miss, and I think it's just because of what you said, because it's a home game for them. Not that Mississippi State's good by any stretch of the imagination, but Ole Miss is just missing things that they shouldn't be missing at this point in the season.
Yeah.
Could be a trap game, but I really think after their loss to Florida, maybe they're going to get some oomph going for them. So I'll go Ole Miss.
I'm going to have to go Ole Miss too, as much as I would like to be different so we can have a little rivalry there. I mean, I would love it if Mississippi State wins just for Sophie Hudson. But Auburn at Alabama. I mean, we know you're going to go Bama.
Listen, I never bet against Bama, but I'm not going to be surprised if they lose.
Well, as much as I disdain even saying this, I would be shocked if they lose 2 in a row. I would be shocked if they lost to Auburn at home.
I mean, it's the Iron Bowl. You
show up.
Harder for this.
But does Kalen DeBoer understand the importance of the Iron Bowl?
But if he didn't, Milroe should.
Well, you'd think. But, I mean, he's also thrown to the wrong team. We're not sure what's happening with him.
That's fair.
I'm going to go Bama, but
it's going to be a stressful game either way.
This is a big one here. I'm super curious what you say on this one. This determines who will be playing against Georgia in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Texas at Texas A&M. What are you going?
I'm going Texas on this one because I think that they just want to prove it so much.
Yeah.
And they've done well.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, they're so up and down. It's hard to know which team you're going to get.
Who's going to show up. Yeah. This is one of those ones that trips me up because, like, I want to go A&M because it's home and because I have a special place in my heart for A&M. But I just think Texas is just a better team.
Yeah.
And I think, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I just think they are better coached.
They are better coached, and they also have a better second string. So if they lose a player, they've got some good backups to rely on.
Yeah. I think it'll be a very physical game. Man, the ticket prices to this game, you might as well go see Taylor Swift. I mean,
they were, what was like the cheapest one was over $700?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys?
No, thank you. But yeah, I'm going to go Texas with this. I think a Texas-Georgia SEC championship would be pretty epic. I think that would be super fun to go see.
Yeah, for sure.
If somebody wants to sponsor the show, let us go.
We'll go.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. And then a rivalry game here between us. Maybe more me and Doug than you.
Whyspace Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Arkansas at Missouri.
God, Missouri.
Be on the road.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going Missouri.
Of course you are. I'm gonna go Arkansas.
Okay. I think it'll actually be a really good game.
I gotta be honest. I saw a clip of Eli Drinkwitz. Is that how he says it?
Yeah. Is that how you say it? Drinkwitz. You were right.
There's a first. I saw his little mouthing off at the game. But
it does that a lot. Not loving it.
He's got little man syndrome to me. He may be a tall man. I don't know. He doesn't look it.
I think he's like an average height guy, but yes, little man syndrome seems to fit.
Yeah. He reminds me of a Temu version of Kirby Smart.
Okay. I was going to go coach version of Sirianni.
Okay. Yeah. Now, again, though, I will say he is one that when he left App State to come to Missouri, I was like, App State to the SEC, but then of course, no offense, but yeah, I was like, Missouri's not really the SEC to me. I mean, I still hold true to that. That is not a Southern state, but whatever. Geography is a whole thing. He's another one though that I did not think was cut out to coach in the SEC, and he's done a fantastic job with a team that doesn't really get a lot of good recruits.
Yep, that is true.
Historically. So I'm gonna go with the Hogs. We'll see.
All right, I like it.
Would you like to answer some questions?
Let's answer us some questions.
All right, couple of good ones this week. A couple of tough ones. I'm not gonna lie. A couple I had to really like
Think
dig into the vault on.
Okay.
From Laura, what is the most overrated popular TV show and why?
Is this from our Laura or a different Laura?
It is not from our Laura.
Okay. At first, I
She's
thought
gonna ask a show. She's gonna ask a TV
this.
show. No, she might ask a football question, but
That's true.
I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna go the Bachelor Bachelorette franchise.
Yeah, I can't believe it still exists, but sure.
Same. It's kind of like the Survivor show. How are we still?
That's still on?
Yeah.
What are we still surviving?
I don't know. But I just feel like that one, it's real life trauma that we're watching. We are watching these men and women.
And now we're in the golden one, so we got to deal with like, oh, their spouses have all died.
Right.
I mean,
listen, then we're talking we're talking beneficiaries for our retirement plans, our pensions. It's a whole thing. And it's been overdone. The first few seasons when it was originally on and people were trying to go on it to get famous on social media, they weren't too bad. But now it's like a whole thing. I just can't fathom going on it being genuine. It's overdone.
Yeah. Gosh, I remember like back in the origins of that when it was like Ryan and Trista.
Yes.
He was a fireman. He was so handsome. He's got some kind of weird illness now. Do you remember Bob Guinea?
Of course.
I had the biggest crush on him.
Yes.
And I thought he looked just like Matt Leinart from USC. So that made my crush on him even bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was a show that like I could watch. I haven't watched in, I don't know, 12 years. Now, my best friend, she still watches everything. The golden one, the silver one, all of them. Yeah, I don't understand that kind of commitment.
I think the last one I watched was the can't think of his last name.
Sean Lowe.
Sean Lowe and Catherine. That was the last one I watched.
I don't know. Like, I don't watch any of these people, but I watch them on social media. So then I know kind of like what's happening. But yeah, that's a good one. I don't know if this is spicy. I don't think my take is going to be spicy for our age group.
Okay.
I think for a certain age group, maybe right above us, this could be spicy. Seinfeld.
Okay.
Now listen, I know that it's like actually a show about nothing. Like that's the point.
Right.
But it genuinely is a show about nothing.
It truly is.
And it's too much for me. I don't find their humor funny. I don't find Jerry Seinfeld in general funny. His voice grates on my nerves. I don't find stupid humor funny. So like the whole Kramer thing, I don't find that funny at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't think that's too terribly spicy.
I think for some people a little older than us it is, but yeah, I don't think people are.
Because that was their friends.
Yeah. Because I think people our age, like, yeah, it was like Friends, and then people younger than us, they may not even know who Seinfeld is.
True.
I mean, they could happen.
Yeah.
All right. So from Brian, I am so not impressed with NFL commentators this season. Who do y'all enjoy watching? I mean, I concur. They're real bad this season.
It almost seems like something's happening because of how obviously bad they are this year.
I almost feel like we're being punked.
If something's happening here, I don't understand. And
I think this is a direct result of budget cuts.
Oh, yeah.
Because every year we hear ESPN cuts a lot of big names, and we're usually like Samantha Ponder. We're like, what the heck? And then this is what we're left with.
Yeah, because we're giving all of our money to Brady. Listen, I normally do a very good job of like, I don't even notice the commentators because I'm so invested in the game.
Much better than the rest of us, you do.
But this season has proven a little bit more difficult.
Yep.
I don't mind Tom because I think that I'm giving him a little bit of mercy, understanding this is your first year doing it. Okay. I need someone to sit with him and be like, buddy, it's okay to sit in silence. We don't have to fill this whole thing up with talking. It's almost like I used to be an English teacher. If I'm working with my kid on homework and I'm sitting here talking about parenthetical citations and all of these different grammatical rules, do they care? No. They just need me to say, hey, let's make this sentence better.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like every time Tom is analyzing a game, he's trying to use all the big words so that we know he was a football player. And my guy, that's not what we need you guys for. It's real bad. He's real bad this year. I probably my favorite to listen to, if I've got to listen to somebody, is Mike Tirico.
Yep.
I think he's so good at anything he does.
Did you know that he called yesterday's game with a ruptured Achilles?
He sure did. He sure did.
My goodness. Yeah.
But he's really good to sit in the silence. Sometimes we just want to see it play out. And then sometimes I want you to tell me the history, what, franchise records, those kind of things. I don't need you to break down every single little play. Because here's the thing, people that are actually watching the football game understand the basic concept of football.
Yeah.
And the people that are watching it that don't really understand what's going on are also not watching it to learn it. They're watching to see a specific person.
Yeah, no, Tirico was actually the one that I had picked too. I had some thoughts. There was one thing I wanted to point out too, and you may differ on my opinion of this. I think I'm right, but we'll see.
Obviously.
We've had a couple of things in the inbox that are around like the commentators and sideline reporters and things like that. To me, there is a difference between three things. There's a difference between a sideline reporter, a commentator, and then the pre and post game shows.
100%.
Okay, so we are on the same page about that.
Yes.
Apparently, there are some people in the comments who are not on the same page about that, and they consider it all the same thing. That's vastly different skill sets.
Extremely different.
So, like, for me to say I prefer Mike Tirico is not to say that I am prioritizing Mike Tirico over Aaron Andrews. Aaron Andrews is my favorite sideline reporter.
Yes.
And then the guys that do the shows, I mean, yes, some of them do commentate the games, I guess, but like Kurt Menefee.
Yeah.
He's great on his show, but he's not going to be in a booth.
No.
Or like James Harrison? What's his name?
Harrison, I think.
James Brown. James Harrison was the football player.
James.
Yeah. And like, that's a different skill set.
Yes.
So, and like, I'm not saying I like Mike Tirico better than Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce doesn't commentate games.
Right.
Just a little education for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I went Tirico. I give Brady a pass somewhat, again, like you said, it's his first season, but also because if I have to listen to Brady, I know I'm going to get Aaron Andrews.
That's true.
And so sometimes I would suffer through.
I would take him over Tony Romo.
Oh, that's, without a doubt.
Tony Romo is the worst.
Yeah. He's terrible. And then I would also say that I miss the old days. Like, I'm talking real old days. I'm talking Frank Gifford, Al Michaels.
Yeah.
Like, that to me was the super old days.
Yeah.
Fantastic commentation.
Yeah. No.
But, they are terrible. How do you feel about Herb Street doing NFL games?
I really like him in the college games. I don't love it on NFL.
I think it feels wrong. I think even if he was doing an efficient job, it feels wrong. I feel like when I hear his voice, I shouldn't be watching the NFL.
Right. Yeah.
And that may not be fair to him, but that's just where we are.
Right. It's just our opinion.
I would still take him over Tony Romo.
Every day, all day.
All right. Let's see. From Jane, no pressure here. Let's see if Mandy can keep up her winning streak. Recast Friends.
Listen,
this is a tall order, Jane.
The big one.
This is one of those shows that like
you don't mess
with. I forget their real names because like David Schwimmer is really Ross Geller to me.
Yeah.
So this is a very tall order. I'm going to let you go ahead and kick us off if you want to do character by character, however you want to do it.
Let's do character by character.
Okay.
We'll start off with Ross.
Okay.
I went Dev Patel. I think he can play that like nerdy, zany guy, but then he's also got a look where you're like, wait, is he cute?
I thought I knew, and then now I'm like, ooh.
He's a British actor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's not who I was thinking of, and now I'm like, who is the guy I was thinking of?
Oh.
Okay, Dev Patel. I could see that. Okay.
So reaching out.
Just made me lose my guy's name. Oh no.
You didn't put it in your notes? Type it down?
No, because I just don't remember what I'm doing. Hold on.
The panic I would have if I didn't have this
Well,
stuff down.
I'm slightly panicked now because now I can't even think of the show he was on.
Oh,
Wait. Yeah, no. Golly, you really set me off here.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. And I do apologize to him. He is a huge Swiftie. I went Max Greenfield.
Oh, he would be a great Ross.
Ooh, I'm keeping up the streak.
Yes.
Winston from New Girl.
Yep.
He's got that, again, that whole zany, nerdy, but still like there's something about him. You're like, oh, he's kind of cute.
Right. He's got an attractive side there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
All right. So the next we're going to have to go, if we do Ross, we got to do Rachel. I picked two because I couldn't decide which one I liked. I did either Lily Reinhart or Melissa Benoist. She was on Glee and then Supergirl on, is it CW, CBS? One of those. It was a C something show. But she just has the look of what you would think Rachel looks like.
Yes.
So I went with one of them. And I think either of them could honestly be paired with Dev.
Yes. She from that show, was she in a mystery kind of show too?
I think so, but I can't remember what the name of it was.
I'm trying to see if she's okay. Something else. Yeah, she's from something else too. That's gonna bother me. That's a good one. I went Katie Cassidy, not to be confused with Kate Cassidy.
Okay.
Kate Cassidy is the now, I guess, former girlfriend of the newly deceased Liam Payne. Not her.
Yes.
But Katie Cassidy was on a TV show, Arrow. I don't know if your boys got into Arrow.
No, but I do know who she is.
Yeah, she played Laurel in that show. Kind of the same look as Melissa, though. Just that kind of like blonde.
Yeah. You just got to have that.
I don't want to say that they're pretty, but with nothing to them. But
it's like an all-American pretty.
Yeah.
Just like a normal girl next door pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Like it.
I don't want to say that there's not a personality there because I don't want to say Jennifer Aniston doesn't have a personality, but there's something off.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick. All right,
Okay.
We'll do Chandler next. And again, I have two because I couldn't decide.
It was a tough one.
So for Chandler, I did either Miles Teller or Jack Quaid. I think either one of them could pull off that nerdy but like confident side.
So I struggled with this one, and I don't love my answer, and I know you're not going to love mine either.
Okay.
Because the look is not right.
Okay.
So I need you to not think of Matthew Perry. Okay.
Okay.
Dax Shepard.
Not a horrible pick.
Personality, I feel, is good.
Yeah.
The look is so wrong.
But the type of character he plays is a very Chandler-esque type character.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of a zaniness to him, but not like all the way David Schwimmer style.
Right.
There's also a little bit of like, I wouldn't say sex appeal, but there's like a thing there.
Right.
But it's not like the traditional thing. So thus I ended up with Dax.
Okay. And then for Monica, I went Natalia Dyer. She's on Stranger Things. Hers was more of a looks thing because I could pair her up with Miles or Jack.
Okay. I have never seen this person before in my life.
I literally don't know anything else that she's been in except for Stranger Things.
Okay. Did you watch Stranger Things?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Doug, the boys did. So like I saw parts of it, but I never got into it.
Got it. Okay. I went Millie Bobby Brown.
Listen, she could fit.
I don't know. Again, this is not
really young though. That's why it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably not my best one yet. Okay. We'll go ahead.
Listen, I think between the two of us though, we could be casting.
I mean, somebody should call.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So then Joey.
Yep.
I don't know that I love this option, but it seemed to fit at the time. I went Zac Efron for Joey.
That I could see.
Okay. I think he could play it.
Okay. Ironically enough, I went Miles Teller here.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he could play that too.
Yeah.
I think he
I actually prefer what you did with Chandler Bing, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And then for Phoebe, I think you've got to pick somebody that's already done like zany, kooky characters. So I went Zoe Deschanel for this one.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I went, and I don't love this, but I was kind of going zany, and I tried to get closer to the look since I was so off with Dax Shepard. I went Rebel Wilson.
She could definitely play that though.
Because I also was thinking about, remember when she like had that little singing career? But the problem is Rebel Wilson can actually sing, so that would kind of ruin it. But yeah, I was thinking like zany, blonde. Also, she like doesn't even look the same anymore.
I mean, she's drastically lost weight and gotten healthy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Listen, we could just do some chemistry tests.
Yeah, my chemistry's way off on this cast. So Jane, I do apologize, but
not our worst. Not our worst.
This is not the Britney biopic all over again. All right, this is from Anne. We are so close to bowl season in college football, which, by the way, is kind of sad.
Isn't it crazy that we're already here, though?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who is your dark horse team?
So I took this as like, who's the dark horse team to even get into a bowl game? I actually went Arkansas on this one because coming into the season, nobody thought they were going to do anything because last season was tough.
Ouch. Okay.
You didn't get rid of your head coach, which we all thought was going to be the problem. And so I think that they have inched themselves into, I think it's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, I believe is what they're going to be in.
Won't be our first time over in Memphis. I have been to that when Arkansas has played there before. Not a bad one.
So I think that they were a little bit of a dark horse here.
Okay, so I'm going to give my answer. And while I'm giving my answer, I want you to do some thinking because I accidentally took this to mean college football playoff team.
Okay.
So I want you to do a little thinking while I'm talking. Because my pick is like a shoe-in already for a bowl.
Okay.
But to be a CFP team, I think they would be a dark horse.
Okay.
I went SMU. Now.
Okay.
I grew up with the head coach at SMU, Rhett Lashley. He dated one of my best friends all through high school. And then when he wasn't with her, he was with one of our other best friends. That's a whole nother podcast. But Rhett is a Gus Malzahn disciple. He coached a lot with Gus. He was coached by Gus when we were growing up. He's doing a heck of a job at SMU. They're pulling in some big name recruits. They just landed Cole Leinert, Matt Leinert's son.
Oh, wow.
The fact that he has a son that is going to college.
Listen, he had his son while he was still in college. So
I was going to say, but I do still feel old. And he is actually, I don't think he actually graduates until 26.
Right. He's not a senior this year.
Yeah. But they're doing some things. But it leads me to another conversation, though, that we haven't really talked a lot about. But your sister brings this up a lot for some reason. Strength of schedule. She was really on her high horse this weekend about this with Indiana and Ohio State, which she was right in that Indiana hasn't played anyone and then they got obliterated. But I went and looked because SMU is winning some big games, but their strength of schedule is kind of middle of the road. I want to say it was 64th, but out of 200 and something teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how you judge that. Does that make them a dark horse? Because then it also, people are like, well, what about Boise State? But again, who does Boise State play?
Well, but I also think you have to look at the conference that they're in. You can't be upset that they're doing so well and be like, yeah, but they can't beat Georgia. Well, that's not their conference.
Right. So they're going to the ACC championship. I assume, I didn't even look. I just assumed they're playing Clemson.
I believe so.
I mean, again, we hadn't heard a peep about Clemson this season. So I'm just going to say, if they beat Clemson, maybe Rhett's doing something legit down there. I don't know. So that was what I went with. Now, again, if we're just talking bowl games, that's not even relevant because they're a shoe-in. So
right. Yeah.
You have somebody as a CFP team that would be kind of a dark horse to make it into that.
Do I?
Yeah. Not to panic you, so don't feel bad.
Listen,
I mean, I could see you saying Alabama.
I was going to say, if there's going to be a dark horse that makes it to the playoffs, I think it would be Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm
just going to say it's not going to be fair if that happens. That is totally going to be based on historical evidence, not current aptitude.
Listen, they have no business going to the playoffs this year. No. Let us do our bowl game, and then let's end the season on that.
Yeah. All right. So switching gears a little bit from Marla, and we've had comparable questions. This one's just kind of to the point, so I appreciated that. Marla said, I'm not a Taylor fan. Convince me otherwise.
Okay, so my question here, are you not a Taylor fan or are you not a Taylor's music fan? Because that's two very different things.
So I had a lot of questions too, because again, this was so to the point. That is literally all the question said. We have had plenty of questions where they've been like, I don't like the way she sounds. I don't like her songwriting. I don't like the way she looks. I don't like who she dates. All the whip. Wah, wah. This is just, I don't like Taylor. So I guess let's start here. If she meant her music, what would you say?
Then I would say I'm not going to convince you to like it. There's a lot of artists I don't like their music, and it's just not my style. They could be the best thing ever in your opinion and in their genre. It's not my thing. Yeah. So I don't think that there's a convincing you to give it a try. Maybe listen to a couple of different albums since they all somewhat have different feels to them. But if it's not your jam, it's not your jam.
Yeah, we've had one before, which actually liked his question. We had a guy a while ago that said his wife was a fan, right? Or were they going to a concert or something?
Yes.
And he was like, help me. Yeah. That I appreciated because he was coming to it a little more open. Because Marla, listen, I don't know you. First of all, this is probably just not the show for you. Number one.
Listen, maybe she likes football and we're here for that.
Hey, and that's fine. Here's the same thing. I'm never going to come to someone and say, hey, make me like Billie Eilish. It's not going to happen.
That's who I was thinking of in my head.
I'm almost 42 years old. I have my own opinions.
We're set in our ways.
My kid is almost 9. He'll be 9 in 2 weeks. He's very opinionated on musicians that he likes, some of which I think are garbage. He's got a reason. I just think it's one of those things I don't think there is someone that is out there that is for everyone.
Yes.
And so, you're never going to convince me to be a Billie fan or an Ariana Grande fan. I could go on. But I think all I would say to Marla is you do have to separate things in life. There are people, I enjoy their music, but I can't stand who they are as a human.
100%.
Kanye West is one of those people.
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a new car. It's getting delivered on Monday of next week. And I said to my husband yesterday, Kanye West will never play in this car. And he said, that's not fair. I've heard Kanye music straight off of your phone before. And I'm like, you know what? True. Because I do like his music, but he's a garbage human. And so I don't support them with streams. Okay?
No, you have to be able to separate if you're just truly going for.
So if you don't like Taylor for her dating, you find her annoying, whatever, okay, but you gotta separate it. But I am going to take pause with this, however. If you're going to say you don't like Taylor as a human being,
that's where I had notes.
I'm going to go ahead and question just you, Marla, because number one, I'm just going to start at the lowest hanging fruit. You don't know her, okay? Neither do we. Neither do we. I was gonna say it, Becca. Okay. I mean, I feel like we do, but we don't either.
We know a lot about her.
She has had too long of a career and worked with too many people to have so little anti-news about her.
Well, I think for the people that say they don't like Taylor as a person, I think that's rooted in potentially one of two things. A, jealousy, or B, naivety. You've only seen headlines of it, but you don't. Same thing with people that came out making claims about her TTPD album being against Christians. You read one lyric
about that, yeah.
But if you don't do your own research, you don't look into things then you're naive to who she really is. I don't think anyone can come out and say that Taylor is a bad person because of how kind of a human she is, how much she gives back, how good she is to those around her. There's literally not been a single person that has come out and said anything negative about her. Exes have not said negative things about her. Even Scooter Braun himself, who is the devil to those that are Taylor Swift fans, has never said anything negative about her.
I don't think he
And
can.
I think that speaks so much to the character of who someone truly is. Listen, this woman is a billionaire who can have anything and anyone she wants at the snap of a finger. And the fact that she is so kind and so considerate to those around her, wouldn't we all want to have somebody like that in our circle?
Yeah, I just think, when people say, "Oh, I don't like Taylor," like for instance, your sister doesn't like Taylor. She doesn't like Taylor's music,
right?
I mean, she has never explicitly said that she doesn't like her as a human. If she thinks that, I don't think she thinks that. But that would probably just be rooted in the fact she probably has no idea anything about her. But it's just not her style of music. And I think that is totally fine.
Right.
Like, because there are plenty of people like, I don't like that style of music. Like that's normal. Like that's why we have such different and so many varieties. That's why these award shows take 17 hours, because there's a category for everything. But I just don't think you see like what she's done, like all these cities that she goes and tours in. She goes like, I mean, years worth of food for these food banks. You constantly see stories about fans who've gone through whatever that she's done things for. Like back during COVID, she was just like PayPaling people money. Like,
yeah.
And again, you might argue like, oh, well, the exes don't say anything because they sign NDAs. I think that's true now, but that wasn't true 16 years ago.
No.
That wasn't true in the Joe Jonas years. That wasn't true in the Harry Styles years. Like,
in the year of 2024, even if you sign an NDA, there's ways to say things without saying things.
Yeah. Allegedly, we're about to get an album from Maddie Healy. I'm sure there's going to be something there.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, more power to you. But Marla, I don't know how to help you. Like, if you don't like her music, just hit that skip button. Do like I do. I go into my settings, and every time that a Billie Eilish song pops up on my like Spotify, do not like. So I stop getting it. Like, it's easy.
I can understand if there's people that like maybe her music isn't their cup of tea, but then you also see her in everything else. Like there is an oversaturation there. I get that. Yeah. So I can understand it. But I think if you actually look at it, it's fine to be like, just not a fan of her music. Okay. But I don't know that anybody can truly sit there and be like, yeah, her as a person, the worst.
Do you think it was like that back in the day on the oversaturation? Do you think it was like that, like back in the day with the Beatles or Elvis? Do you think there were people that were like, oh my God, they're everywhere? Or is that more a product of like our society today that's just like everything is constantly online?
Yeah, it's because we have so much information being thrown at us and we have so many different avenues to see it. They didn't have that back then. So
leave her alone, Marla. That's all I'm saying.
Poor Marla, she could have been innocently asking this question and we're like, what kind of a person are you?
Well, and listen, I mean, but that's the best part about this. I have said before, we don't have to agree as long as you know why. So Marla, if you want to hop back in the DMs and give me a reason why you don't, let's have a conversation, because I am curious. I may message you back, Marla. That may be what I do. I'm just curious. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm always fascinated.
We're going to follow up, Marla. We're going to follow up with you. Yeah. If we had merch, we'd send you some. We don't. We might send you a Taylor Swift t-shirt just for fun, but we'll see. I don't know. Okay. Anything that we missed? Anything we need to tell the folks before Thanksgiving?
I don't think so. Do our Y factor? We ready for it?
Yeah, I think so. We have covered the categories. Let's hear it. What are you not liking?
Okay, what I'm not liking this week, and maybe it's just an age thing again, because we were on Facebook when it first kind of came out, Instagram as well.
We didn't have to be that hurtful.
Listen,
that was a low blow. Okay.
Facebook came out my senior year of high school. Okay. It's
wow. Wait a minute. Because
2004. Yeah.
Yeah. I was my senior year at college. Okay, great. Go ahead. Carry on. Do you
remember back in the day, like when you logged in and you started scrolling through, it was like the most recent, and then you would scroll down to like the past.
Like further away.
Okay. I don't know if it's just my phone. I don't know what's going on, but for the past few weeks, it has been
a
like,
problem.
I'm getting things from the beginning of November. I'm getting things from October 8th, but it's like mixed in with things that just got posted yesterday and today. So then it throws me all kinds of off because I'm like, wait, didn't we already know this? And then I have to look at it's too much. Guys, I just want to log in and it just be in chronological order. I don't need ads. I don't need people you might want to be friends with. Listen, if I haven't added them as a friend, there's a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know them. I don't like them. That's the reason.
Now, I will say, are you talking specific to Facebook?
Facebook and Instagram. It's
okay,
both.
because the fact that we both still look at Facebook dates us in general.
Does it?
Yeah, I've learned that that's like real old. But also, there could be something wrong with your phone because just like 2 days ago, your timeline or something was happening on your Instagram where everything was backwards. And you came to us like something was wrong with the whole platform. It was just you.
That part is fixed now, but my stuff is still not in chronological order. But man, the stories were really
I don't know what was happening. I couldn't even understand the text or wrap my head around the fact that your stories were going backwards. I was like, what is
well,
happening?
And I didn't detail it because I just assumed it was happening to everyone.
No, there was a screenshot that told me nothing. And I was like, what should I go on here? I felt like I was back having a conversation with my mother who was trying to understand like how to turn on her Roku, as she used to call it.
It just threw me off.
Yeah, it was really something.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good one. I don't know if today's spicy.
Okay.
I don't know.
We never know if we're spicy or not.
This person is in the media a lot right now because she just had a movie come out, which I've not seen yet. I do want to see it. I do not like Ariana Grande. Okay, here's the thing, people. Marla, I came for you, but I'm going to explain to you my reasons why I don't like Ariana Grande. I don't like her as a person.
Okay.
Because you are who you keep company with, okay? Listen, your boyfriend, he was married, okay? And I don't mean like in a past life. Yeah, I don't mean in a past life. I mean when you started dating him, he was married.
Yes.
Not a good choice. Your previous manager, I thought you finally got some common sense and you got rid of him, but it appears that y'all are still in cahoots, you and Scooter Braun. And listen, you are the company you keep. Your parents may not have told you this as a kid, folks, but my parents always told me, you will become like the people you hang out with. Ariana, it's not looking good for you, okay?
Yep.
So I don't like you as a person, number one. Number two, I cannot stand to listen to her sing. I don't know if it's her pitch, her octave. I'm not saying she's not talented. I think from like a musical standpoint, she probably is talented. Yeah. Like if we're going to talk like nuts and bolts of music, that is not of interest to me. I'm not going to go and like turn on an album of Ariana Grande and just listen to it.
Right.
There's something about it. I can't stand it. So I don't like the way you sing. I also can't stand the way you talk. Okay. There's something in her pitch. And she has said before that, like, she kind of got stuck, sort of like what happened to Austin Butler with his Elvis thing.
Yes.
She has said she got stuck in some kind of pitch or
because they have done videos before of what her speaking voice used to sound like and what it is now. And it is two very different sounds.
Listen, I don't know what's happened. I would get it looked at. I would get that fixed ASAP because it is like nails on a chalkboard.
Okay.
So I don't find you attractive. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I've never heard listen, maybe Ariana Grande has done a lot of good for the world and for people, and I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she flies under the radar and does all these great things for people, and I just don't hear about it. I find that really hard to believe because I kind of hear about everything because I live on the internet.
Deep into content.
Yeah. So, I do not like Ariana Grande. I will see Wicked, however.
Okay.
Not in the theater.
I was going to say, good on you. That's supposed to be like 3 hours long.
No, and then apparently we're just now finding out it's only part one.
Part one. Yeah.
So now I've got to endure Ariana Grande twice.
Yep.
Y'all are pushing it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like you.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Go ahead. What are you liking now, though?
So what I'm liking this week is Ariana Grande.
Oh, God. I know that's false.
Woo! So I'm liking this week the TikTok sometimes I get into a good algorithm of like an old person, but I just appreciate learning some things, whether it's cooking tips, skincare tips, whatever the case may be. This week, it has been Dutch Brothers Coffee TikTok that I have gotten myself somehow really down a deep, deep rabbit hole. I am not a coffee drinker. Don't like it.
Nope.
I will splurge on myself maybe once or twice a year and go to Starbucks and either get a peppermint hot chocolate.
Since I order 2 a day. 2 a day, folks. Not coffee, though. I don't do coffee.
Or a Java chip Frappuccino. Those are my 2 go-tos there.
My mom loved those. Yeah. Okay.
Love them. But Dutch Brothers apparently has flavored chocolate milk.
Huh?
And apparently, whatever their chocolate milk is made by angels themselves because everybody is raving about the flavor of their chocolate milk.
So wait, are you saying flavored as in like it just tastes so good, or are you saying there is like different types of flavors?
So they're saying that the chocolate milk itself, standalone, has like this, it's just the best chocolate milk you'll ever taste. But you can order it with flavors. So you can get banana nut bread, flavored chocolate milk.
Oh, no.
Apparently the big one is cookie flavored milk.
Well, that's
so apparently you're supposed to order it iced cookie chocolate milk with soft foam. I don't know what soft foam is. I'm going to assume
I do. They put that on my latte. Okay.
Is it like the?
It's just the white. It's white air.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, so we have a Dutch Brothers near us here, and we have commented that we don't know what the heck that is. So
listen, it's a coffee place, but they also apparently sell.
All right. So today I have to go to the Apple store that's right beside it.
Okay. I'm going to send you some TikToks, and you can even look at the comments because I've saved them. So that when I decide to splurge on myself and go.
Do you have Dutch Brothers in San Antonio?
We do. We have one that is like maybe 4 minutes from our house.
So what you're telling me is you are this far into this rabbit hole and you have still not gone?
No, I don't like to go spend money on drinks.
Okay. This can't cost $10. I mean,
it's probably like $5 or $6, but then I'm like, that's $5 or $6.
To go get some.
You know.
Well, we have to go to the Apple store, which is right by Dutch Brothers today. I have to take Judd because, of course, he's broken his iPad screen. We're going to try it. You said cookie flavored milk, and it's cold because I don't like hot milk.
Iced cookie chocolate milk with soft
white
foam.
Soft foam. I don't know what hard foam would be now.
I'm gonna send you a TikTok so that you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, folks, I will report back because I have no problem spending money on drinks as I do spend.
Ryder, my oldest, he'll go to any coffee shop with me and try any drink. And so I told him next time I have to take him to school in the mornings because usually Doug takes him, but we have to pass one to get to middle school. So I was like, you and I will stop by and we'll try it out. So,
well, we'll
see what that happens.
That is interesting that you bring up TikTok because mine has to do with TikTok as well. Okay. So clearly we are not of the bandwagon. We have not signed the petition to get rid of TikTok. We're not those people.
What would we do with ourselves?
Well, we are not those people.
No.
Those are my people, but there's a lot of things that we differ on politically. So a couple of things have happened to me recently. One thing is, and I don't know how this happened. I got in a rabbit hole that I couldn't get out of the other day.
Oh.
And it was of something I had literally no interest in. And it was the Roseanne show.
Oh.
Like the old one. Like not the newest
original?
One. I don't know if that still exists. Like one of the ones we, of course, were not allowed to watch. I had no desire to watch. I find her voice grating on nerves.
I don't even know that we're allowed to watch now. I'm pretty sure.
It's terrible. Somehow, though, my TikTok algorithm got me in this. It was every freaking video. So that was almost the thing I didn't like. So I don't know what happened, though. The algorithms, again, we've talked about doing a deep dive on it. It's a weird phenomenon.
The whole thing.
Just suddenly, though, overnight, it changed. And now I am so deep in the SVU with Mariska Hargitay.
Okay.
I am so deep in it. Like, I mean, this is how bad it is. Because, you know, you only get, like 3 or 4 minutes. And then sometimes by the grace of God, they've uploaded the next part of it. A lot of times, though, they don't. I've gotten so far into this rabbit hole that all the tabs on my iPhone right now are me looking up the episodes based on the case that was happening in the episode because I get so invested in these 4 minutes and then it's gone. But I tell you what it's done. It's made me love her more than I did before.
Listen.
Okay, here's the thing.
She's great.
First of all, how old is she? She's got to be older than Faith Hill.
She's got to be 57.
Well, if Faith Hill is 57, I'm going Mariska's in her 60s.
I don't think she's that old, though.
Well, you didn't think Faith Hill was 57.
I didn't. She's 60. She will be 61 in January.
Further proof.
What in the world?
I think she is gorgeous. I just think she's so pretty. I so wish I looked like her. I don't have any of those characteristics, but I just think she's so beautiful. I love her. She's a Swiftie, but she's also like very loyal to her people.
Yes.
And I love that about her. She has a crazy, if you've never read the story of her family, her mother was Jane Mansfield, was murdered. Like it's a whole thing.
Yes.
But she is such a freaking good actress.
She really is.
But what else has she been in? I mean, that has really occupied the past like 25 years of her life, pretty much. But anyway, I'm really deep into SVU. So that's my new show that I'm watching. How I always say I'm watching a show, but I'm really just watching it on TikTok. And apparently this could occupy the next decade of my life as it's been on forever.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's good.
So note to the audience, go ahead and get TikTok. We don't care. The Chinese already have your information. Calm down.
Right. Listen, if they're interested in anything that I have, they've already got it.
Take it.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for the audience?
I don't think so. You guys have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Say goodbye to the crater. And the new little
Manny's going to come back looking years younger.
I might look like Mariska when I come back. I don't know.
Listen, who's to say?
All right, folks. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you next week.
Bye, y'all.